What's
hey
up?
guys! So it's Quinn,
Andy.
and we're describing our Loft 89 experience.
Whoa.
Yeah. So to start off with, back in June, the very beginning, we got reblogged by Taylor, and it was a video of us jamming out, and so that kind of started this whole thing, I guess. And then nothing really came from that. Taylor Nation didn't contact me or anything. And then we decided we were going to dress up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
we came up with some really cool costume ideas, and they were basically all him because he's really creative and I'm not.
No, that's a lie.
It's true.
Oh, sorry.
So the day before the LA show,
Her mom gave her permission to go.
to the LA show, and for us to travel together and drive down and go if we could get tickets.
So,
We talked about it the night before, and we were just like, we don't know, like, we don't have tickets. Tickets are super expensive.
I'm poor.
Yeah. I'd spent all my other money on tickets for Levi, obviously. And so it was just kind of like, well, if we can, we can. If we can't, we can't. And then so that morning, we decided that night, let's go. We're going to drive. And hopefully we can get tickets. Okay, so basically a lot of venues release tickets the day of through whatever website. So it was Access for Staples. So at 10 a.m. we got ready on our computers while we were driving there. It's a 6-hour drive, by the way. So we got on the computers and on my phone, and my mom was calling, and we were trying to get tickets. They didn't release anything.
Nothing.
Not.
Nada!
So my friend, my dear, lovely friend who I love with all my heart, Kat,
It's up to you.
she was at the box office because she had Will call for the B stage, so they got in line very early, and she was going to be there. So I asked her if there's any way, please get in line. So she, being the best person in the world, got in line for us, and
She was able to get tickets.
yeah, but the person that was at the B stage will call actually let her skip in line in front of the scalpers, and she got one of the last pairs of tickets. And it was the best thing in the world because
Destiny.
not only were they face value, so it wasn't going to cost me $300 a seat. It was $300 for two.
Woo!
But they were really good seats, and I'm so thankful for her. So shout out to December Tay on Twitter and Fierce
What's up?
Catio on
Feel you.
Tumblr.
Alright. So we got those about an hour before we actually
didn't-
got into
yeah,
LA.
We didn't even know we had tickets
Our
until we
back-
were in LA, basically,
Yeah, so our backup plan was Magic Mountain.
which is nothing compared to Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
So we got there, and we met with Kat, and I gave her the money, and she gave me the tickets, and so we just hung out,
Hung out.
walked around Staples for a while, which was really fun.
Took a
Kevin
pic-
from Taylor Nation.
Yeah, let's say that.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you
Okay.
do it. I was just about to say that.
Walked around for a while,
Yeah.
and then took some pictures with people, hung out with friends, met some people. Yeah. And then we got in line with the people waiting in line for the doors to open. We were really close to the front, and then we were like, Taylor Nation, let's go.
So we were fourth in line, to get into one of
The
the doors. And she ran. I couldn't run because of the shoes I was wearing. These ones.
I didn't know you had them.
Yeah. So she ran. We got in line. Then we saw our face on the little TV, and we waited in line, and then we saw.
Kevin and Sierra.
Yes.
Yes. And Kevin was taking the pictures, and Sierra was kind of just talking to people as they were coming up, and she was like, I have seen you guys all up on Twitter, and we were like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And she was just talking to us about how much she loved our costumes, and how it's awesome that he was dressing up, which is really awesome.
You're awesome.
And she's telling us about her husband and how they dress up for Halloween, and just telling us about all that stuff.
Yeah.
And we're just talking, and then she was like, all right, good luck tonight.
And I was like, you don't tell someone
Alright.
good
I see you,
luck.
Sierra.
You don't tell people good luck. You just tell them have a good show, not good luck. So I was like, catch you. I got you. I was thinking it. Then we took a picture, and then Kevin was like, your costume's a mix between Taylor Swift and Power Rangers, and you did this, and I was like, what up? And then we took a picture, and he said that's the best picture I've ever taken.
Because our raindrops and lightning bolts lit up in the picture, so it was like really cool.
And then we went to our seats. They're really good. They're really good.
Really
nice
awesome
view.
seats. There was the side view seats. Like it said side view on our ticket, but we could honestly see like everything. Like it was awesome. We could see backstage too a little bit. So they were really cool seats to have. And we also got aisle, which was really awesome.
Yeah. Then acts came on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we just ate.
We ate French fries.
And then the show started.
Yeah.
And I was just like so happy to be there because we didn't even think we had tickets at one point during the day. So I wasn't even like thinking about Loft because I was a lot during Santa Clara.
Oh, all the time.
But
I was just looking around at Santa Clara.
but for this show, I wasn't. Yeah, we weren't really thinking about it. We were just having like a really good time. I think, which was probably one of the best parts of it. So then.
And then show started.
Yeah.
Show started. Having a good time getting down. What song was it?
I think New Romantics.
New Romantics came on, and I looked behind me, just looking around, and I saw someone with like official stuff on that had like a backpack. You know they're official, like the lanyards that she had a Taylor Nation thing on. And I was like, And so I started like getting down, like like I'm having a good time. And then about 10 seconds went by, and I looked back, and she was gone. So I was like, oh man, like we missed our opportunity. But I didn't tell her because I didn't want to get her like
worked up
and like think about the whole show, so I didn't tell her. So a couple shows went by, or not shows, songs. Excuse me. And then How You Get the Girl came on, and I was just like getting down. We didn't think about it. We're just getting down, and then out of the corner of my eye, I saw like a group of like 3 people come down the aisle. And then we looked back, and then they looked back, and it was Andrea, and I was like, what? Well, first she was looking at the section
people
to the left of us, and I was like, oh, she's looking for someone. But in my mind, I was like, I'm looking for us. That's just me being cocky. Then she saw us, and then she like locked eyes with Quinn, and I was like, "Who? It's going down."
And then she gave me a hug, and then she touched Andy's face.
Yeah, like, she thought she knew me.
She was like, "Do I know you from somewhere? Like, have I met you?" She swore she knew Andy.
Gentle as hands. So gentle.
But
so
she was like, "Are you having a good time tonight?" I was like, "Yeah." And then
she started crying.
I was crying already. And then she was like, have you met Taylor? And I was like, no.
And so she started crying. I was like, no.
And then she's like, do you want to? And I was like, yes.
And so then she put the wristband on, and then she said she had dainty little wrists. And then we gave her a hug and said thank you. And by the time she was gone.
She was gone. And then I was on the chair because I couldn't stand.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember most of the other half of the show. Because, I mean, that was pretty early on in the show.
Yeah.
The second half is just kind of like a blur of me trying to call my mom and tell her what was happening, and like...
I was having a good time.
Yeah, it's just a blur now. And then she sang All Too Well as a surprise song, and I was just like... Can't do that.
She did.
Show
ended.
So before Shake It Off ended, I wanted to go to the bathroom before we had to go to the section because I was freaking out. Like, I had to pee every 5 seconds even though I didn't have to pee. And so I went to the bathroom and like fixed my makeup because it was an absolute mess from crying so hard. And then we went to the section that they asked us to go into, and we waited. And then they had us all go to the bottom. And so it was a group, maybe like 30 people.
Yeah.
And they all had to sign in on this iPad with their full name and birthday.
Yeah.
And
people try to sneak in, don't do it.
Yeah, people try to sneak in.
If you're trying to sneak in, I'll catch you.
And then they just kind of gave us the rules, like, don't have your phones out unless we say you can have them out, and like only one thing signed per person, only one picture per group. And yeah, so then we just waited, and
then we were walking down to go to Loft, and it was kind of slow. And then right where the Loft is, the sign was Jamie Foxx.
And his, like, nieces or something. Someone
Yeah.
related to him, I think.
Look like he had makeup on.
He was short.
He was shorter.
Yeah.
It was Jamie Foxx though.
And then, so we went into Loft then, and it was like how people say it is smaller than they think, like, it really is small. But it's really cute and, like, really, like, homey vibe, like, a nice, like,
Chill
comfortable, chill vibe. And they said, like, you can take pictures right now. So we're just, like, walking around, and then they were like, okay, separate around the room. So they kind of scattered us, and so we were on the very right corner, so we knew that we were either going to be first or last to talk to Taylor.
Not first.
So we had to wait for a while.
Yeah. We're
And-
kind of just sitting around. The anticipation was like,
It was up there.
it was like,
Oh, yeah.
wow.
And then
Yeah.
the beautiful, wonderful, well, Taylor Swift walked in and was like, hey! And I was like,
hey.
She's
And then
not
she went to
real.
the left, and then we were like, okay, we're gonna be last.
Yeah.
Then she started making her rounds, and then Mama Swift came and was like, did we surprise? Or no, she said,
Did I surprise you guys?
yeah.
Like, yes. And then she was like, what's your names? And we said Andy and Quinn. She's like, oh, I love your name. And then...
She says that, like, oh, I've never, like, heard Quinn before.
Yeah,
Like, it's a beautiful name.
And then we were just talking about how we drove 6 hours not knowing we had tickets. And she was saying...
Like, that's risky. Like, it's destiny to happen. We're like...
And then she was so kind and so nice and just, like, really genuine. And I thought that was really cool that her whole family and Taylor herself, they're also grounded. And, like, it's really cool just how they talk to
Yeah.
everybody. And then Austin and Andy talked.
Talk about shoes. They're really cool shoes.
He had some cool shoes
They're
on.
really nice. eBayed them.
So they were talking about shoes.
Yeah.
And then Taylor was still making her rounds, and it took a while because she spends a good amount of time with most people.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of watching her the whole time, which is kind of creepy, but yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so finally, like, we knew she was coming to us, so they asked for our camera, and she
Gave
was
them the
just
camera
gave
that
them
we
this
were recording.
camera.
This one.
And then Taylor was just like, hey, guys! And she gave Andy a hug.
Gave me a hug, and then we were like, watch out, because my costume's a little
With sharp.
pokey, with sharp. And she was like, oh, that's treacherous.
Treacherous.
I can't talk.
And she was like, wow, like, these are awesome. Like, these are dedication for these costumes. And then I was showing her how I, like, cut my finger open because of trying to cut.
She wanted to touch her finger. She was like going like this to touch it, but you didn't let her touch her. You didn't let her touch it.
Whatever.
I noticed.
Sorry.
I remembered.
And then she gave me a hug. And then Taylor was like, so you guys are
We're like, we're dating.
boyfriend and girlfriend? She's like, okay, like,
Yeah.
good. Like, you never know, so I don't want to
Yeah.
assume.
Yeah.
And then we were like, yeah, and I was like, I don't know if you remember, but back in June you blogged a video of us jamming out, and she, like, genuinely, like, sat there and, like, thought about it for a second, and she was like, couple goal vibes, and I was like, that's us, yeah, you remember? And then I thought that was really cool that, like, she actually remembered and just say, like, oh yeah, I remember that. Like, I was like, oh my god. Like,
And then she was saying how like it wasn't set up for us to meet her. Like it would kind of just happen. Like she didn't send for people to go look for us because of the video. And then like it was destiny. She was like,
she's like, I'm so happy this happened. Like, she's like, I'm so happy that I'm meeting you. And I was like, I'm so happy too. And then we were talking about our costumes, and she was like, I wish I could get Calvin, or no, she didn't say Calvin, she said, I wish I could get my boyfriend to wear my lyrics on his shirt. And I was just like, yeah, like, get him to, like, come on, and, like, set him up with us, and he will. And she was like, peer pressure. And so I thought that was cool that she was like my boyfriend. I was like, cuties. So I was like, I have to tell you about my cat, because I got a Scottish Fold, and she is just like Meredith, like, times 2. They are 1. And so I was like, I have to tell you about my cat. She was like, okay. And I was like, she is a Meredith. She was all, is she a bitch? I was like...
And I was just like, I was just like, what?
She said bitch. And then I was like, yeah. And she was like, yeah, people, like, don't understand why I want a cat that, like, runs away whenever people come and is hiding under the couches, but... like, I still love her. And I was like, exactly, like, they don't understand why I love her so much, but I still do. And then she was just like, You know what I can say about that cat is that she's there for me whenever I'm sad or upset. Like, she's always right there by my side. And I was like, exactly. Like, she's always there on my worst days. And she was like, you know what that says? Like, that says they're saddest. I was like, that makes sense. And I said something about how my cat, like, how Grayson's always there, like, to nuzzle me whenever I'm upset. And she was like, oh, yeah, just like, and then she, like, went like this. And then she went like this. And she was like, I can't really do it, but like it was like
it's
a
a
nuzzle.
slow 5 to 6 second nuzzle, just nuzzle. And I was just like, and everyone, since we were the last ones, everyone was just lined up to leave, so they were all looking at us, and they all went like, and I was like, yeah, that's my girlfriend getting nuzzled. Did you get nuzzled?
It was a
I
lot.
don't want to be creepy, but I was just like, but yeah.
It was a lot to like take in at once. I was like, Taylor Swift, the pop star, is nuzzling me from like my boob to my face right now.
Yeah.
What? And then she like realized, I think, that she was like talking to us a lot and that she needed to like wrap it up. So she's like, "Did you have anything for me to sign?" So we gave her our little white pieces of paper and she just wrote "I heart Quinn" on mine.
Yeah. And then I forgot that I had a little paper. And then Quinn was like, "Oh, Annie, do you want her to sign anything?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure, like whatever's." And I gave it to her, and then she was writing for a while. I didn't know what she was writing because you guys were talking. What were you guys talking about?
We were talking about something. I don't know what.
And she was writing it. And then I got it back, and then she's like, oh, "Okay, like picture time now." And then she was like, "Let's do like a really, what did she say?"
She said excessive hugging pictures.
And I was like, okay.
We like kind of all like got together, type huddle hug, and then me and Taylor did like the same face. Yeah. He just looked super happy.
Well, because I was gonna do like this face, like, but then right when I about to take the picture, I closed my mouth. So I was just like, and her cheek was right there, and I was like, Quinn will be upset when she sees this.
Nope, because it was Taylor Swift.
I was kind of freaking out because yeah.
And then I was just like, "Do you think I could get a picture of just me and you?" She's like, "Of course." And we weren't supposed to have more than one picture per group, but like I saw a bunch of people doing it, so I wasn't really afraid. I mean, the worst thing she could have said was no.
The girl before us did it too.
So then she took a picture of just me and her, and then she asked us, "So like, how long have you guys been dating?"
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then we're like, we had to think about it because we forget, and so we said, like, over a year, and she's like, "Yes, like you guys made it, like that's so good."
Like this day and age, like that's really long. And then
she was just like, "Okay, gotta go," like,
yeah,
and gave us hugs again. And then she started walking away, and she was like, "See you on the internet."
And then she walked down and said bye, and then she went, and then she left.
She ran out, little beautiful gazelle, Taylor Swift.
Left.
She is unreal and like the most beautiful doll. Like, she does not look real.
She looked fake.
And I can't, like, yeah.
I thought she was not a person when she walked in, because I didn't see her face when she walked in first, because she went to the left, so I always saw the back of her. I was like, that's not really her. Like, that could be a person in a wig. And then she finally turned, and I was like, oh.
Like, she's unreal. Like, she's so beautiful, and she's so kind, and she makes you feel so comfortable, because I thought I'd be, like, really, like, emotional, obviously, because, I mean, this meant the world to me, but she made me feel so comfortable, like, that we've known each other almost, like, that we were friends, like,
that kind of, like,
she just, she's just so nice, and I think it's so awesome that her whole family and team is like that.
That's awesome.
It really says a lot about them, and, like, I can't, like, thank her team and her mom and, like, everybody enough for the opportunity.
For making her dreams come true. It was amazing seeing her. So happy.
And,
awesome.
Yeah, so.
That's our experience.
And so thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching our video, and best of luck to everyone that's trying to meet her. It's gonna happen.
Don't lose hope.
Don't lose hope. Keep trying. Don't give up. Pursue your dreams. Peace.